Hey guys, and welcome to Alpaca Guesses. It's a brand new YouTube channel, new idea. I'm gonna be playing a bit of Geoguessr and mainly be doing some duels, trying to level up, and once in a while be playing a few different maps, few cool maps out there, and yeah, let's get started with our first video. We're currently in Gold 2 in duels, and yeah, let's see if we can push up to gold 1, and yeah, let's get started. Okay, so instantly we see that we're somewhere in, I want to say, Indonesia, and for my safety guess just in the middle of the three main islands, and hopefully pressurize our opponent into panic guessing. So my main thing with GeoGuessr is that region guesses are really important as they can help cut down massive points in the beginning and give us substantial lead as we move on to the multiplier rounds. So let's see where we are. Second round, instantly it's giving me vibes of somewhere north, somewhere in the Scandinavian regions. The red rooftops are mostly found in Norway, so we're going to guess in Norway. Not sure which region, so we're just gonna slap in middle. And we were in fact in Faroe Islands. That's interesting. But he gets in Iceland, so not too bad, somewhere in the middle. Let's move on to round 3. We're on a bridge, um, English language. We're going to look at the trusted sun. We're going to see we're in the northern hemisphere with the sun in south. Um, More English language, so we're definitely, oh, British Columbia, so we're in Canada. Quite green, quite hilly. We're gonna guess somewhere across the hills north of Vancouver. And let's hope the opponent went in the other direction because this is a pretty cheap giveaway. And we both guessed in the same area, and he was slightly closer, so we've taken a small hit there, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Okay, a lot of green. What are the bollards saying? Got a black top, so somewhere Scandinavian. Could be Austria, could be Germany. Autobahn and Strasse, which is somewhere in that region, so we're just gonna guess on the border just to cover our bases. I could have maybe gone more and explored, but oh, and that's on the border of Switzerland and Austria. So not a bad guess from us. He did guess in the middle of Austria. Uh, okay, instantly we see pickup trucks, so it's slightly giving United States. Let's maybe roam around a bit more. So, telephone quota 1, so we are in North America. Not sure which area, so gonna have to explore and see which part of North America we are in. Looks very northern. Could be Newfoundland in Canada. Could be just anywhere, just north. Thinking it was St. John. Oh, that's in the middle of the ocean. Oh, again, not too bad. He guessed somewhere across the border as well, covering a few bases. Okay, we see a track line. Yellow lines can't be Australia. Rift in the sky, but shouldn't mean anything. Um, let's see. The sign in the front. Let's see what the sign says. So, more English language. We're using kilometers, so we can't be in the United States or we can't be in the UK. That's a bit of Spanish. It's very dry, very arid. We could be in Peru or Chile. So let's just guess somewhere in the middle. And yeah, hopefully our region guess is better than his guess. And we were all the way south in Argentina. We were slightly closer, but barely did any damage. Hopefully the next round should be better. Okay, instantly we see we're in the northern hemisphere. See a wide range pickup truck, so we should be somewhere in Kenya, I want to say. But let's just keep moving to see if we can find anything else. The poles do not have ladders on them, so I don't think this is Senegal because of the French architecture. So I am mostly gonna guess Kenya here. And we were actually pretty close to Nairobi. He was closer, so we've taken a decent hit there. It shouldn't be too bad. Let's move on to the next round. So again, sun in the north, so we should be in the southern hemisphere. Although this gives very European vibes, so I'm not gonna go with this one here. What language is that? I did see the crossing with 8 striped lines, so I think this is gonna be Spain. And we're going to guess somewhere close to Madrid just to cover our area. And in fact, that was a really nice guess. We were just 70 kilometers away, and let's go ahead. We should finish him off in this round. So instantly. Okay, so we see a pavement road. We should be somewhere in. Oh, there's a police car. So we're in Nigeria. It's pretty green. Gonna get somewhere between Lagos and somewhere north of Lagos, and yeah, could be pretty close to Lagos. Don't There are palm trees in the background, so we could be very coastal here. And in fact, we were right next to Lagos, so we got the country right, and that's game one done. Um, so good start of the video, good start to the new channel. Start with a win. We are ranked 8th right now. We have 1 win in 1 game. Let's move on to game 2. An NMP said hat. Interesting. Okay, instantly. This is giving very European vibes. Kilometers as well, so can't be North America, or at least the United States. The pole, oh, there's a sign there. Okay, so that's again very Scandinavian writing. Torn between Sweden and Norway. Let's see if we can find any number plates to confirm where we are. He's already guessed. It's round 1, I'm not too pressed. We don't see any green number plates, so we're gonna guess Sweden here. And it was in fact Norway. Interesting. He did guess in Germany, I think, so we were much closer. Oh, I guess in Belgium. That's pretty interesting. Okay, instantly we see a bit of Spanish, palm trees, coastal, close to the water. Could be Mexico. Let's see if we can find. Oh, skip past that. That is Spanish. I'm thinking Colombia. Colombia is pretty green. We see the double yellow lines, which are mostly found in Colombia. So he has also guessed in Colombia, and we were closer. It's a pretty good region guess from our good knowledge of the roads. And yeah, we take round 2 as well. Let's move on to round 3. Okay, drier. This could be Turkey. I think, yeah. So, yep, that's definitely Turkish writing. Looks pretty dry with a bit of grass. So, I'm just gonna guess based on what we think looks similar. He's guessed in South Africa, which is pretty interesting. Has great damage. We could have definitely got closer if we spent a bit more time, but we should have this game wrapped up in this round. So instantly, we look at the trees. We think this should be Finland, Estonia, or Russia. Let's see if we can find any writing to confirm where we are. The takeover sign, so we should be in Russia. That's where it's usually found, and it was much more inland. So, yep, that's game two done. We're 2-0 in our first video. So that's a great start. I'm thinking we do about five games per video to keep it balanced and not too long so you don't get bored. There we are, rank one. 2 games played, 2 wins, 206 points. Trying to get my overall rating higher with both moving and no move games. So hopefully after the first few moving games we can switch to no move and improve our rating for that as well, because that's currently bringing our overall rating down. We are tied up with the Brazilian. They're usually good with the South American regions, and we do tend to get a lot of South American regions. So let's hope we get a bit more of Europe and Asia. This is definitely not Europe. Could be Russia for sure. It's got the flat. Oh, it's got the flat Russian bollards. There's mostly seen close to Kazakhstan. Yeah, the language won't be much help to us, but this is definitely going to be Russia or in that region. Um, let's see if we can find any writing to confirm. Yep, no blue European number plates, so yeah, we're just gonna guess between, I wanna say Russia, Mongolia, or just Russian and Kazakhstan. Slightly flatter out there. Um, could be a bit to our east, but just in case this is somewhere in Europe that also speaks Cyrillic, we want to cover our bases. And he has in fact guessed more. Oh, it was all the way to the east, close to Kamchatka. Uh, okay, not too bad. We didn't lose too many points. Okay, red houses again. Um, however, these are not red rooftops, so I don't think this is Scandinavia. The language does look somewhere in the Croatian, Hungarian region. Uh, a bicycle sign again should be in that region again. Uh, let's see if we can find any other information. Looking around, don't see anything. Not much here. Keeps bringing back to the same place. Definitely not. Um, yeah, nothing better to go. And in fact, it wasn't a bad guess. We were in Sweden, so I guess red houses usually just have to mean the Scandinavian region. But again, it's a good region guess from us, and here we are in round 3. So this has to be somewhere around Chile and Peru again. Slightly more established side. What do you call them? The rails. So we're gonna guess somewhere to the west of the Andes. A lot of green. Maybe could be more inland. And we were in fact in South Africa, so that's a really bad guess from us. Probably got taken away by bias because we don't usually expect the South Africa drops will look like that. But that's okay. We should be able to claw back into this. Okay, so instantly we see Spanish. Again, a lot of hills. Oh, we do see the yellow number plates, which are usually seen in Colombia. So I'm gonna guess this is a rural city in Colombia. But just to confirm, let's look around a bit more and see if we can see anything that confirms our suspicion here. Oh, and there we go, de Colombia. So we're definitely in Colombia. I want to say close to Medellin, just because I don't think this is close to Bogota. We also see hills, so it could be a bit more to the east and a bit more towards Barranquilla. However, I'm not too annoyed with my guess. I hope, I mean, we are playing someone from South America, but I hope he doesn't get, okay, he's also guessing Colombia. And we were a bit more to our east towards the mountains, so maybe you could have guessed better there, but that's okay. It's not too bad. We should be able to get some points back in in this round. And okay, we have some funny polls. So I'm thinking Eastern Europe, but let's see if we can find any language or anything else for a good reason, I guess. And that is Spanish and San Jose. So San Jose could be, I think, Costa Rica, or it could be somewhere in Argentina, because Argentina also has a San Jose somewhere north of Rosario. So let's see if we can see it. Cordoba, maybe in Uruguay. Oh, a San Jose de Mayo. Oh, do we want to guess that? Do we have? Oh, probably just guess it in the middle to cover up both bases, so we don't lose too many points. And we definitely know it's in the region. We don't think this is Mexico or Costa Rica, just because it's slightly drier to be close to the equator. And yeah, let's see if we can get some points. And it was in fact close to San Jose de Mayo. That's a mistake on my part. We should have just gone with what we saw, but hopefully it shouldn't be too costly. Okay, just give us somewhere which is okay. So instantly this is a very Filipino board. This should be somewhere close to, so Cagayan de Oro City. We know this is somewhere in the middle to south of, yeah, there it is. So we're just gonna guess somewhere slightly away from the city, just so it covers the hills around it. And this should be the game, because I don't expect our opponent to know exactly where this is. Unless he's just a really good player, then it is what it is. And he has in fact guessed Philippines, but we were in the right island, right part of the country, so that's definitely some good damage. And yep, there's Europe, so that's good. Uh, .de, so we're in Germany. Just want to get somewhere in the middle to cover off our bases, because it's a small town. I doubt we'll be able to zoom in to find the city. So yep, .de, so we're definitely in Germany. And it was slightly north of Berlin, but we were about 11 kilometers further, so well, we gotta take what we can. And here we are again in South or Central America. Puerto Plaza, this is giving a bit more of Santo Domingo vibes. So we're going to guess, I want to say Santo Domingo just because it also has that American hinge to it. So I think Dominican Republic would be a really good guess here. I don't think this is Puerto Rico, but uh, yeah, we're just gonna guess in the middle of Santo Domingo, and that should be game. Do have a bit of experience in this area because I've traveled to these parts, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he guesses somewhere close to Mexico, but he has in fact also guessed Dominican Republic, and he was actually closer, which is quite interesting. So we are playing a really good Geoguessr play here. I did not expect him to get this, but it is what it is. Okay, speed limit, we're definitely in the US. We have a bit of sea, bit of ocean to our north. And what does that say? Oh, state of Hawaii. So we're in Hawaii, and this definitely should be game. So I fully do not expect him or her to find where this is, just because the speed limit is itself a giveaway because it's not how you would expect an American landscape to look like. But yeah, if it wasn't for Hawaii, we would probably get somewhere close to Florida. And bang, we were 25 kilometers away, and that's game done again. Great comeback from us. Definitely a good player here, so I guess the games are gonna get harder as we go on, but that's 3 and 0 now. Great start to our first video, our first game, and great start towards a successful push towards Gold 1. Let's see what Game 4 has in store for us. So we have a 3-game win streak, and let's hope we can extend it to 4 and 5. We're playing someone from the US. He does have a Pro Elite badge, so might be a good player. White lines, we're definitely in Australia here. We're gonna be somewhere close to Queensland or New South Wales, so we're just gonna guess in the middle, a region guess. The sand is slightly red, so we might be in Western Australia here, somewhere close to Perth, because red sand is usually found in that side, but it shouldn't be too bad to start with. We were in the Northern Territory, so I don't know how to distinguish this part, so it's good that we were both on different sides and it was in the middle, so we did not lose too many points. And this is probably South Africa, close to the south, so somewhere between Durban and Cape Town in that little region. A lot of palm trees, and let's see if we can have a nice region guess here. We're probably gonna guess in between Durban and Cape Town here. Yeah, .ZA, so definitely confirms our suspicions of South Africa. So yeah, I think that's gonna be a good region guess. And we were actually in Durban, so we were slightly closer because of our hedge towards both cities. He did guess Cape Town, so that's a good little lead for us now. Okay, so now we do see European bollards on our right, and we did see a yellow number plate on our left, so this is mostly going to be Netherlands. The little bike trail that we're on should confirm Netherlands. Just gonna guess in the middle to cover all areas, not too fluent with the regions of Netherlands. But it's a small country, so we shouldn't be too much damage. Let's see if we can pressurize the opponent into guessing somewhere else. Did he guess the UK, which is again not a bad guess, because the UK also does have yellow number plates on one of its sides, in the back. But yeah, this had to be the Netherlands just because of the bike trails. We're in a pretty beautiful location here, very scenic. Do see very northern trees, very American trees. I don't want to say these are the Alps, just because it doesn't give European vibes. So these are not the Alps, but we are in Europe. So we're going to be somewhere north, in Sweden or Norway. Again, not much to distinguish unless I see number plates. And we were in Norway. Um, Not a heavy loss because we had the region rightly guessed, but definitely to work on um, distinguishing Sweden from Norway. This is in Asia. We're definitely in Asia here. A lot of hills. Could be Indonesia, close to Bali. I want to say usually Indonesian signs do have their full address on them, but uh, it, it's quite challenging to exactly point out where out of the few islands, because they do have quite a few islands. So with the number of hills, this could be any island because all of their islands have some hills. Um, yeah, we're just gonna guess in the middle and cover up our bases again. Shouldn't be too hard for our opponent to guess as well, so I'm not expecting a lot of points here. But let's see. They have guessed in Malaysia, and he is closer. Just that's annoying. We were in Indonesia, we were in North Sumatra Islands, which is closer to mainland Malaysia. That's annoying, but it is what it is. Okay. Now we're in the southern hemisphere with the sun in the north, and we saw a bit of Spanish. On first sight, I did think this was maybe Botswana or Namibia, or maybe the northwest of South Africa in that region. But with the Spanish language, I think that's a good giveaway that we're in South America or even Mexico with the shrubbery on our left, because we do find them close to the north of Mexico, close to um, um, like south of Tijuana, and yeah, somewhere close to the Gulf of California. And we were in fact right south of Tijuana, because that is maybe a few miles south of Tijuana. So honestly, a great guess from us. Just want to cover bases, so we went slightly south, and he did guess in South America, which means we got enough points to beat him and win our fourth game in a row. Let's move on to game 5 and hopefully end our first video, our first 5 games on a 5-game win streak. So we're playing another player from the United States. He is a Steam player, Steam user, so I'm guessing an experienced gamer. We're again going to be in Sweden or Norway. This region gets to push him. We were in Norway again. This is probably the 4th or the 5th time we've guessed Sweden and it's turned out to be Norway. Honestly, I don't have much to go off of unless I see green number plates on certain vehicles, which tells me it's Norway. And so we see quite rounded bollards, which are common in France, quite thick, quite fat. So we're just gonna guess in the middle of France for a good region guess here. And there's not much to go off of. There's no writing, there's no anything. So unless our player is also well versed in their bollard knowledge, we should have this round. And we were in fact in France. He did guess somewhere east of Austria. So that was a great guess from us. Good knowledge of bollards. And so these are very specific poles. I'm not sure where they're from. However, this does seem to be very dry. We've got the yellow line, so can't be Australia. I want to say this is somewhere close to South Africa. With the hills, we might be maybe closer to Botswana. But yeah, not much to go off of. We're just gonna guess somewhere in South Africa, Botswana, Namibia to cover off our bases. We were in Mexico, which is quite interesting because not seen too much of Spanish. He did pressurize us into guessing as well, but luckily his guess was not good either, so not a problem there. This is giving very Greek vibes. Yep, definitely Greece. quite dry, so we don't want to get too close to Athens. We're just gonna get somewhere between the islands. He's also seen the Greek language. We were in fact south of Athens, so again, not too shabby over there. Decent hit. He's into the 3000s, and very rural. Sun's to the north, which means you're in southern hemisphere. I'm thinking this is again Peru, Bolivia. I don't want to say Chile just because we don't usually find this kind of landscape in Chile, at least on Geoguessr so far. But this could be Chile as well. I'm not too sure. And we were in Argentina, so I want to say this was close to the Patagonia Desert or in that region. So it was quite dry, and we see the double blue line, so we're definitely in Italy here. Uh, Flat hills, wind farms, so we should be close to to a to the water body here. Just gonna guess again, region guess somewhere close to San Marino to cover off because Italy, while it seems small, but it's actually quite long, spans through a lot of the Mediterranean. So yeah, we were significantly more south, and we did get our country right, which means we have won 5 in a row, and that's a great start to our first video, our first new endeavor here. And yep, 5 games, 5 wins. We have a 5 game win streak, 494 points, definitely on top for now. We should be top for a while unless people start playing more games. So yep, that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. And yeah, stay tuned for the next 5 games.